Good evening. My name is James Hamby, and I'm going to be summarizing my reflection. All right. I think that I'm in my dream job now. I've always wanted to do this since I was a young boy. It's just something that I guess I'm called to do. Now that's the law enforcement community, and I've only been in it for about a year and a half now. And you have to actually start out with just over 600 hours of training just to get certified in law enforcement in North Carolina. And you're always wanting to have some continuing education. You got to do yearly training online, and they pretty much give you an opportunity to go to any kind of course that you want to. But with my future, I think after I finish this associate in arts that I'm going for now, I'm going to transfer to Pembroke so that I can continue my criminal justice career. As far as the job that I'm in now, I think I'm going to stay in it for until I retire. My ultimate goal is probably be the sheriff, and hopefully of this county that I'm in, Richmond County, one day. Probably about 15 years, 20 years down the road. But I've got a lot of growing, a lot of learning to do from now until then. But I love it, and hopefully I get to stay in it that long. As far as any kind of pay difference, I know there's going to be a pay jump every few years that I have here, and every certification that I get. But you really don't get into this job for the money. Money's good, money helps pay the bills, but you don't get in this job for the money. It, like I said earlier, it's a calling, and I believe that I have been called to this profession, and there's always going to be opportunities to go to schools, furthering your education, and it's definitely a plus whenever you do continue education on your own. So that's pretty much my reflection in under 3 minutes. But thank you for watching, and have a good evening.